Welcome to Victorious Parenting. I'm your host, Arabella Hill. Now's the time to transform your home life and make parenting a breeze by learning and applying new strategies. Let's get into it. Today, we're going to talk about the first pillar of emotional intelligence, and that is self-awareness. You see, emotional intelligence can affect our choices and create opportunities that we might not have otherwise imagined to be possible. Self-awareness is the ability to label, recognize, and understand your own emotions. And that is the first key to developing emotional intelligence within your children. You can help them by learning the difference between their own feelings that is emotional or mental, or something that is happening because it's environmental, right? So sometimes our environment can be fine. We can be well fed and happy, but we're not really feeling that great today. Perhaps we're a little bit tired, or, maybe it's just a mental thing. So building self-awareness is the ability to label, recognize, and understand your own emotions. Okay, I'm feeling tired today. It's because I need a nap. That is the core and the basics of teaching this to your children. They become better communicators instead of just throwing themselves on the ground as they do when they're little. And as they're older, they may not throw themselves on the ground, but if they can't label and recognize and understand their own emotions, then it comes out in other ways. It comes out in defiant behavior, rude behavior, and you can imagine all the other kind of negative behavioral outcomes that come from not being able to label and recognize and understand your own emotions. Especially in the teenage years, we all hear the term moody teenager. Now look, I've built emotional intelligence within my son, and he's taken little tests to see where he is at with emotional intelligence. He has a pretty good to high understanding of what emotional intelligence is consciously, and intrinsically it is built within him as well. But even throughout his teenage years, he's still got a little moody. That's just hormones. But imagine a hormonal teenager that's trying to get through the war, I guess you could say, inside themselves with their hormones. And they also don't recognize when it's just their hormones or it's you. You see, when we don't recognize that a feeling is coming from inside ourselves, we can end up projecting that onto others. And your teenager, your older child can end up projecting that onto you. I hate you, Mom. Or, I'm angry with you, or slamming doors and all the rest of it. That's what we want to avoid. We don't want children who grow up to be, between the puberty years and the older teenage years, to have that kind of behavior, because that leads to unsuccessful life outcomes as adults if they don't get a handle on that kind of behavior, because that is going to hurt them relationally, and we can't do anything without good relationships within our lives. So help them to label, recognize, and understand their own emotions. That, folks, is the first pillar of emotional intelligence, self-awareness. Next time, we're going to be talking about pillar number 2, and pillar number 2 is emotional regulation.
Discover the 7 biggest mistakes parents make that can lower their child's self-esteem forever. PromotingSelfesteem.com.
If you would like access to more parenting resources and a big supportive community, I'd like to invite you to our Facebook group, Victorious Parenting. I give regular content every single day, and we have a unit section where you can find all the best content There are some short form and long form content in there, like the Grey Rock Method and how to deal with sibling rivalry. And as well, you'll get to be a part of a great big community of parents who are becoming victorious just like you. We'd love to have you join us in Victorious Parenting.